MMA mixed martial arts fights and street fights differ significantly in structure, environment, and intent, but they share some similarities in their physical nature. Below is a breakdown of their differences and similarities. Differences: regulation and rules. MMA fight, highly regulated with strict rules enforced by a referee. Techniques like eye gouging, groin strikes, or biting are prohibited. Fights are governed by organizations like the UFC with weight classes, time limits, and rounds, typically 3 or 5 rounds of 5 minutes. Street fight, no rules or regulations. Anything goes, including dirty tactics like eye gouging, biting, or using improvised weapons. There's no referee or time limit, and the fight ends when one party is incapacitated, flees, or is stopped by external intervention. Environment: MMA fight takes place in a controlled setting, typically a cage or ring, with padded surfaces and medical staff on standby. The environment is designed for safety and fairness. Environment: street fight occurs in unpredictable settings like streets, bars, or public spaces. Surfaces may be hard concrete, asphalt, and environmental hazards, e.g. walls, furniture, or bystanders can influence the fight. Training and preparation: MMA fight. Fighters undergo extensive training in disciplines like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, wrestling, and boxing. They follow structured training camps, focusing on technique, conditioning, and strategy tailored to their opponent. Street fight. Participants often lack formal training. Fights are spontaneous, with no preparation or knowledge of the opponent's skills. Instinct and raw aggression dominate. Protective gear. MMA fight. Fighters wear gloves, mouth guards, and sometimes shin guards in amateur bouts. Groin. Protection is mandatory, and attire is standardized shorts, no shoes. Street fight. No protective gear. Clothing can be a liability, e.g. loose shirts can be grabbed, and environmental factors like shoes or jewelry may impact the fight. Intent and outcome: MMA fight. The goal is to win via knockout, submission, or judge's decision within a competitive framework. Serious injury is minimized through rules and medical oversight. Street fight, often driven by personal conflict, ego, or survival. The intent may be to harm or incapacitate, with no regard for safety. Legal consequences or escalation, e.g. weapons. Multiple attackers are common risks. Audience and context. MMA fight, a professional sport with spectators, judges, and a commercial aspect: tickets. Pay-per-view. Fights are sanctioned and organized as entertainment. Street fight, unplanned, often with bystanders who may intervene or escalate the situation. It's typically a personal or emotional conflict, not a spectacle. Similarities: physical combat. Both involve hand-to-hand combat, with techniques like punching, kicking, grappling, or submissions potentially used, depending on the fighter's skills. Adrenaline and instinct. Both trigger an adrenaline rush, requiring split-second decisions. Even trained MMA fighters rely on instincts honed through practice, while street fighters depend on raw survival instincts. Unpredictability. While MMA is more controlled, both scenarios can be unpredictable. In MMA, an opponent's strategy may surprise a fighter. In street fights, unknown factors like the opponent's skill, weapons, or additional attackers add chaos. Physical and mental demands. Both require physical fitness, pain tolerance, and mental toughness. Quick thinking and adaptability are critical in either context. Potential for injury. Both carry risks of cuts, bruises, concussions, or worse. While MMA has medical oversight, street fights can result in severe, untreated injuries. In closing, MMA fights are structured, regulated, and professional, with an emphasis on sport and safety, while street fights are chaotic, unregulated, and driven by personal conflict or survival. They share the commonality of physical combat and the need for quick thinking, but MMA is a controlled discipline, whereas street fights are unpredictable and dangerous. For self-defense, MMA training can be valuable, but street fights often involve variables, e.g. multiple attackers, weapons that require situational awareness beyond sport training. Hey, fight fans, if you love this breakdown of MMA versus street fights, smash that like button to show some love and help us reach more combat enthusiasts like you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest fight breakdowns, training tips, and epic combat content. Join our community in the comments below. Tell us what you think about MMA in a street fight. Let's keep the conversation going. MMA #UFC #Street Fight #Fights #Street Fights #.